Hey guys, have everyone over on my Facebook Live page. How are you guys doing? I am Altovise, the host of Speak Easy Podcast, guys, and this is yet another Speak Easy Podcast where we interview some amazing authors and speakers and give you the behind the scenes of what it is that we go through when publishing a book, when writing the book. Hey, Lisa, all of those things that we go through. That is literally what I give you the heck to. I give you those tidbits, those information. If you missed the last episode, you can always catch up by going to youtube.com/Altovise and you'll see all of the replays over on my YouTube channel. Now, guys, we've been doing some phenomenal interviews. I just saw Stevie Aisha Mills come in. How are you, sis? And you know, we just did an interview with her, and that is over on the YouTube channel as well. But today I have Miss Leticia Campbell, and I'm so excited because this interview is going to go to a whole nother level. So guys, as you're coming in, swipe and invite, share out the broadcast. If you're catching this via the replay, you can still share this out, be it on Facebook or on YouTube. And don't forget that the speaker's information will always be put into the comments or into the description box wherever you may be catching this particular broadcast. Hey, Mike, how are you? I'm excited. I am excited. When we think about writing a book, when we think about being a motivational speaker, I'm always telling you guys that literally, guess what? You think you can't do it because you're not in the inspirational platform. But the reality is that guess what? Hey, Raven, the reality is that you don't necessarily have to be on the motivational and inspirational platform in order for you to be a speaker or an author. We saw that literally, oh, thank you. We saw that literally we had someone that was a hairstylist that was an author. And today you will hear from an MLM-preneur about being a speaker. I'm so excited. So for those of you who are speakers and authors and you would love to be on my platform or on my show, if you go to bit.ly/talk to Altovise, you can definitely sign up and get a date. I know now I just had to open up time all the way up into January because we got a big influx of people that were interested in getting their interviews done. So you definitely want to sign up before it gets too late. Once that time slot starts filling up, I'll go ahead and extend it to February. But you guys, it's going to be filling really quickly. bit.ly/talk to Altovise. Now, when we think about the MLM, for those of you that do not know what MLM is multi-level marketing. Yes, that's your Avon, your Scentsy, that is, what else? It Works and Herbalife. That's your MLM departments, basically. There's plenty more out there, Busker and something else. What's the other one? There's a few. But the reality is that it's a form of business. It's a form of business. Thank you for sharing the link, Stevie. It's a form of business. And with that form of business, you have some life lessons that are learned. And with those life lessons that are learned, guess what? We need somebody to motivate. You sure enough do. Hey, Darlene, good afternoon. Hey, Tierra, I see you sliding in. So thank you guys so much for sharing out the broadcast. I greatly appreciate it. And I love those reactions that are coming across the screen. I appreciate that as well. There we go. Total life changes. I knew there were more. I just couldn't think of them at the moment. It just slipped my mind at the moment. But definitely some amazing, amazing different ones. And there is Leticia. Hi, Leticia. So it currently says that you're watching, but it does not show that I can invite you in. So if you can, I don't know what you need to do. You might have to come out and come back in because it doesn't have the camera on your screen as of yet. Hello, Ebony. How are you? Hello, Emmanuel, for those coming in. Again, this is yet another episode of Speak Easy, the Speak Easy podcast, where I talk to you guys about the behind the scenes of what it is to be a speaker or an author. So when you think about speaking, when it comes to the MLM, it's kind of different sometimes. But we're going to learn more about that when Leticia comes on. But when you're talking about speaking, when it comes from what you've been through as an MLM, listen, there's so many different topics that can be talked about. There's so many different things, even as an author, that you could write about. But because most people don't think, hey, Benita, most people don't think, oh, that's something that people want to know more information about. They never think to put it on paper. They never think that that's something someone would pay me to stand in front of a crowd and talk about. Yes, she is here. She is here. Hello, sis. I am going to invite you into the broadcast. Necessarily talk about, but it is. Oh, hello, Daly. How are you? So MLM is multi-level marketing. Hey, sis. Oh, look at the boo-boo.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Altovise. I have my little guest here. She's like attached to my boob, so I hope you guys don't mind. This is MLMpreneur Mama life over here.
In its fullest. Listen, in the full. So for those who do not know, Leticia she is a brand new mom. You see her little bundle of joy. She is a brand new mom. She's been in multi-level marketing for quite some while. For a while, she was selling
over 10 years,
right? Selling Scentsy. She just came off of her job.
Whoop, whoop. Yes, August 11th was my last day. I was free from the plantation, honey.
Exactly. So when we think about the journey that anybody would go through as someone who's in MLM, guess what?
Yep.
She's gone through it.
Exactly. Everything, the ups and downs, everything, ins and outs, all that stuff.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So the first thing that I want to say is that, of course, I've heard you speak when it comes to, being a speaker and that being the platform that you're speaking on. What is normally your top topic that you discuss when you're doing different speaking events?
My number one topic, and it's just what I'm known for, like people know me for this over my name. Like some people don't even know how to spell or pronounce my name, but they know me as the number one MLM sales coach. And that's what I specialize in. That is my lane. Really, really gearing towards online sales because I was not the average consultant. I didn't like doing home parties. I didn't want no bed bugs coming to my house. I don't care how clean your house is. I don't want to bring nothing to my house. I don't want to bring none of my products that, something could sneak on in and come home with me. So I literally had to transition my business over to social media because for me, it was sort of easier for me to be able to do social selling. And that's what I implemented, also teach my clients how to do. We call it the PPP strategy, problem, product. And that's what I designed my business by for a number of years. So that's what I'm known for. And that's what I really enjoy talking about is social selling your products on social media without looking salesy, but looking like you're a servant and you want to help your audience through the purchase of your products.
Now, I know me personally, like I said, I've known Leticia for over a year now, almost 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
Whole progression, from her still being at her job till now, her no longer being at her job and her being this professional speaker and speaking on the platform of, talking about what it is to be in an MLM, the good, yes, bad, the ugly, the ups, the downs.
Yes, everything.
And it's always interesting because as someone who's previously done an MLM, I've previously done Herbalife, I've done Avon. It's not always, what it's cracked up to be. And she just made a very valid point. When you're going to different people's homes, and at this point, you don't know what could be at the home. You're going to different people's homes and nature. So you got to learn to level up.
Yep.
That is what it is. You got to learn to level up. And so when you learn to
Absolutely.
level up, that'll put you on a whole other platform. So tell them what social media has been able to do. Well, I've told them a little bit about what social media has been able to do for you as an MLM, but tell them, exactly the details of it.
I mean, my whole career, I just totally give up to this leveraging social media. I mean, social media has made me, has allowed me to be able to spend more time with my children. You know, it has allowed me to be able to show up to my children's school now whenever there's an issue or a meeting or an event. Like they call me Miss Campbell. You know, they know who I am when I walk into the school, and they know that if anything happens, I'm always there within less than 30 seconds. So I get a totally different reaction from administration. They're more quick to resolve any issues, and the communication has gotten so much better. Really, for me, beyond the business, because it's not about money to me. It's not about money. It's about the experience, the new life that I have today. That I designed a life for myself, okay, and I'm teaching that to my clients. So I always tell you guys who are my clients or who are interested in even working with me, it's not about the money. It's about what you want out of this. What do you want out of selling more products on social media? There has to be an end result, and that's how people build connection with you. You know, I can't give enough to social media that I'm able to be the number one influencer in my children's life. I don't have to sit here and worry about, oh, in 90 days, I got to go leave her with somebody and go back to work. I don't have that sense of anxiety that I used to have before with my other three children.
Yeah.
I can actually enjoy this time with her. And millions of women can't. They have children, and most of the times I wouldn't even go with my 90 days. Averagely, I went back in 6 weeks because, they don't pay you that much on disability. So for me, beyond the money, beyond the courses, beyond all of that, I really show people the behind the curtains of my life and how if they're not leveraging social media as an MLM consultant, you're going to miss out on opportunities to spend more valuable time with your family. I did a post the other day and I said, what if today was your last day to live? What if today was what would you do? And many of you guys responded and you said, I would leave work and spend time with my children. I would go on an excursion. I would explore someplace. You can do that now. You could do that now. But we always think that we have this product and we work for this MLM and we're not going to build a life of freedom and flexibility. And you absolutely can, because I did. And you can pay me enough now to go back to a job, because the value that I get from being at home with my kids, I'm sitting here in my jammy jams, you know what I'm saying? And I'm able to go put on some paparazzi jewelry. Yes, my consultant, Tamika Jones, shout out. Uh, I'm able to be on connect with thousands, if not millions of women every single day who want to do what? Spend time with their children. You know, when I first got pregnant with her, my boss was like, are you going to have any more kids? Like, the odds are against us. Those of us women who are working and want to grow our family, it's hard to do that when you're working. And also for your bosses and for, your supervisor to respect it as well. So that's what my main benefit of what I've gotten out of the years on social media, beyond the money, beyond the connections. I'm able to now spend time with my 4 kids. And that to me is just amazing.
And that's a powerful statement because, I know that most of you or some of you know that I'm always reading. That's something that I'm always doing, always reading. And so
Yes.
the books that I read this year was Start With Why.
Yes.
And I'm actually in the process of reading What Is Your What? And it's always starting with that end game in mind, starting with that end result and then moving backwards. And that's something that I learned from my coach as
Exactly.
well, that if you start with the end result and then move backwards, it puts you at a whole different other perspective. It puts you in a whole other mindset.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of times when it comes to MLM, you don't have that end in mind. It's kind of like, I'm excited and whatever comes in, comes in.
Well, the difference with that is that most MLM consultants start with a why, but why right now? You got to think 10 years beyond that why right now, because that's what's going to keep you. You know, that's what's going to keep you staying up at night and getting your social media together. That's what's going to allow you to wake up in the morning and watch one of my modules on my membership site that teaches you how to dominate your Facebook groups. You know, that's what's going to keep you when you think of why, but magnify that to 10 years from now, where exactly that you want to be. And like you said, we start backwards from there. But if you're just focusing on your why right now, it's like the minute you go into a obstacle, you want to quit. And that's why the average MLM consultants, 98% of most MLM consultants do not last beyond 90 days because they're focused on that get quick rich mentality, that if I don't get the results in 90 days, I'm gone. And you can't have that mentality. All these big corporations don't have that mentality. They focus on the 10 years, the 20 years, those trademarks that really keeps you going and gets you motivated to stay in it. So yeah, I totally agree with that why, and starting backwards from there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I'm always in the thought process of, you know, your coach should always have a coach.
Yes. Yes.
So Leticia and I actually met with my business coach, Danielle, who, you know, literally that was her mindset was, listen, you put a price on it, you charge your worth, and you get out there and you launch. You don't allow yourself to lay dormant. You don't allow yourself to, you know, get into the mindset of it's just the MLM. No, it's you. You're the brand. You're the business. The MLM is a part of it. And that's something that I've actually watched Leticia move from, is from in the beginning, it just being about the MLM and, you know, wanting to say, okay, well, how can I
about the product? Yep.
Exactly. How can I fit this in with what they want me to do? Or, well, they said I can't do this. They said I can't do that. But she's literally taking it. And as you see right now, her being a MLM sales coach, she's taking it to a whole nother level where it's not about that brand. It's about her brand.
Exactly.
It's about her brand.
And it really goes back to, I want to make an example about Vegas. You know, really when you're selling a product, you're more of selling an experience. You're selling a transformational result for your customer. And when you think about the concept of Vegas, people say, when you say Vegas, really you're saying like fun, lights, entertainment, sexuality, whatever reason you're going to go over there, you know, all that stuff. And that's what really, Vegas is not really a location, it's a brand, you know. And that's what I'm glad you touched on that, Altovise, because you're more than selling a product, you're selling for, I'm sorry, did I skip?
No,
okay, I'm sorry. That's what I have done for almost a year and a half, is that I sold my brand. My goal, again, the end result, being home with my kids, you know, dominating my household, being the queen of my castle, 100%. And that's who I am. This is my brand. So before you even know my name, before you even know how to pronounce my name, you know what brand I stand for. And that's something that you guys have to constantly learn how to dominate on, is what is your brand? Why should I buy from you? You know, what makes you unique? You know, I just got off a call with my private client today, and that's something that we went over. We went over what makes you different from every other paparazzi consultant out there. And hey, Tawanta, and that's something that's going to, you know, help you establish your trademark, because people buy from people, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we have to touch on this subject because we're about to go into the holidays. You know, everybody's about to go into this bad rush of, oh my goodness, I gotta sell, I want to reach this level, I want to reach that level. And that's literally where we are at this moment. And so, you know, I'm always, and I have been since we met in class, if somebody sends me something in my inbox, I'm always sending it.
You I love it.
I'm always sending it. Because you know, in the MLM industry, and I have clients who are in the MLM industry, and that's always my thought process with them, is that we got to change that mindset. Because in the beginning, it's, you know, sell to your mom, sell to your sisters, sell to your aunt, your uncles, and, you know, see if they want to buy it. And guys, they're not your target audience. They're not your client.
Nope.
They're family.
Absolutely. Absolutely
I
not.
mean,
Like the
there's
man, the owner of Target did not say, "Hey guys," tell his mom and his papa, everybody, "Hey, come to Target and buy my stuff." You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how business works, you know. And I get it for why MLMs tell you guys to do that, because they want you guys to hit the ground running. Just tell somebody, and they feel that the most comfortable person to tell is most of the time your partner, your mom, your cousin. So I get that on the aspect of that, but we stay stuck in that warm market.
mm,
And you got to realize that that warm market is only supposed to get you past that week, really, if you really look at it.
that.
But really, you got to get out there and really think broad, you know, really think like take your business, like I always say, from being in this small pond to now this huge, massive ocean that we call social media. And what you got to do is you got to take all those people, just to give you guys a quick tip, those of you who just first time coming on and watching me, just to give you a quick tip to start off with is you have to, again, boost up your live streaming, boost up your content, make it more value based, make it about the PPP strategy, problem, product. And now you have to get people inside your tribe. And your tribe, you call them Facebook groups or whatever you want to utilize, that is your world. And that's where you make your offers. That's where you get all those people paying attention to your stuff, because now you're taking your target audience and you're putting them inside your domain. And that's something that's going to definitely change your conversion rate. It's going to get those lookers into shoppers, those potential recruits into actual team members, and those, you know, shoppers out there into actual party hosts. So really think beyond just your warm market, because that was just to get you going. You know, you're not supposed to stay in your warm market. If they buy something for you later on, that's fine. But you're not supposed to stay trying to literally pull them to constantly be a customer that's going to buy from you over and over and over again. So yeah, definitely think about that for the holidays, focusing on more list building activities so that you could constantly get those sales and engagement going with your audience, and which is hugely important.
Exactly. And so, like I said, with the holidays coming up, you know, that's what they do for the holidays is they tag 99 people
Oh my gosh.
in they post, or they send it in the email. I mean, they send it in your inbox, and that's really not the way to go about marketing. And I put it out there that literally, if you go to my store, go to bit.ly/speak aloud, there is a marketing webinar there for you. Why? Because when it comes to marketing and promotion, we've been looking at it wrong. And
Mm-hmm.
now you don't have the option to look at it wrong, because Facebook has gotten really strict on these rules. Let's talk about it.
Yes, they have. I'm about to speak about that at 90 p.m. tonight on my MLMpreneur Mama page. They are literally going in and surveying audiences. There's constant notifications being popped up on your screen now asking, is this a offer? Is this a sexual content, whatever? And they're about to go into blocking people pages, blocking people personal pages and content, you know, and they really being really strict, because really, we don't own Facebook, we don't own Instagram, we don't own none of this. We use it as a way to get people to opt into us and build connection with our audience. But you got to follow the rules. And tagging people, I have a training in one of my modules that talk about tag with a purpose, and it teaches you the real purpose of why you should be tagging and when to use it and when not to use it. There is a purpose for tagging, but it's not to make an offer. Tagging is not to make offers. So I can show you right now all the tags that I've gotten for the past week, you know, and I just use that to get you guys in my class. So yeah, keep tagging me. I'll convert you to a client real quick. But there is a purpose for that, but we don't know how. And I think that's all goes into learning the social media language. I always think that of, you know, you can't show up on each platform the same way. You know, like Facebook is like China, Instagram is like London. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Periscope is like Puerto Rico. So you got to know the language, you know. So that's just definitely important.
And that says a whole lot. When we think about the platform as being a speaker, as being an author, social media has done wonders. Social
Yes, it
media
has.
has some amazing people. Social media has put us in the, you know, in the space of a global platform, and it's been amazing. And so
Yeah,
even with some of my
absolutely.
global clients, it's been like, I have global clients. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Like, you have to understand just how far social media has been able to take you and your business.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, let's be about it. Let's talk about it. There are people out here that are doing all types of scamming and flim-flamming when it comes
Yep.
to speaking opportunities.
Yes. Yes.
When it comes to opportunities for you to write your book and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And so, have you come
Mm-hmm.
across any of those situations with you speaking, especially with you speaking on such a targeted niche platform?
Mm-hmm.
Have you come in
Mm-hmm.
contact with any of those problems?
Well, I constantly get opportunities to speak on people's panels and what have you, tons of them. And even just recently, an opportunity to actually be one of the speakers on somebody's podcast. And one of the things I do heavy research, you know. I also like to listen to what this person's talk about, because if I ever hear, now that I've reached my following to such a high number, I sort of I'm very careful on who I align my business with. So if let's say if somebody wants to be on my platform or they want me to be on theirs, and I go back into their timelines and I see if they ever said anything negative about MLMs or what have you, because a lot of people throw all kinds of assumptions out there. It's a
Yeah,
pyramid scheme, it's this and that. If I get a hint of that, I don't won't do business with you, because at the end of the day, I'm representing the new face of the multi-level marketing industry, and I have to make sure I stay true to that. And I don't want to confuse my audience, and I stand for the fact that this is an industry that you can definitely make money from, especially if I'm your coach. And what I do is I always make sure that if I see that, a hint of that in anybody, I won't, at all get on their platform to be their panelist or their main stage speaker or anything like that.
definitely. And you come in contact with so many different people. Again, I've literally come in contact with people, and it's like, okay, the opportunity is great, but is it an opportunity for you to get in front of someone that's potentially your client, or is it an opportunity for
Exactly.
you to just be able to say, oh, I was able to speak? I'm
Yeah.
always telling y'all guys, literally, some of you get so excited about speaking opportunities that you'll go and speak at a horse farmers convention and you have absolutely no idea what that is.
Mhm. Mhm.
You have
Mhm.
absolutely
Absolutely
no
not.
idea what it means. But you'll say yes to the opportunity simply because it's an opportunity. You got to stop looking at,
Mhm.
again, we are the business, we are the brand. We got to stop looking at
Mhm.
the opportunities in that light, because that is not how
Yep.
the opportunity should be looked at. That's the reality
It's
of it.
not.
The opportunity, it may not be for you. So you got to learn how to say
Mhm.
no sometimes. You got to
Mhm.
learn.
That's the best part of being in business, is to learn when to say no. I can't do that today at all.
Exactly. Like, no, that's not where my brand is going. No, that's not an opportunity for me. Something that I loved with Danielle is that she brought people onto the platform. She said, whatever I know, whatever I teach, I'm gonna teach you. And
Mhm.
it's brought a lot of people to a whole other level. Whereas other people, you get onto their platform, and it's just, I just want you there so you can promote.
That's it. They just want a body, and you have to be more than that. And I get what you're saying. We get so excited because we're speaking on a panel, but even what I created a panel called Women in Direct Sales, and we do monthly telesummits, and we're about to kick off another one in December. And the whole purpose of me getting more MLM consultants on the platform is so they can share their businesses and share who they are. And we don't sell at all on that platform. I say from day one, this is not about selling a product. It's about building connection, having people opt into your movement, what you represent as a consultant, whether you're a mompreneur or a travelingpreneur, a nomad as we call them, a freedompreneur, whatever. That's what we really want to bring to light. And so I'm glad you touched on that, because I recently came across a lot of consultants saying that, well, my MLM wants me to do workshops and all this stuff because they see me go live a lot and they want me to teach. I'm like, hello, are they paying you for that? First of all, you got to look at the point of it, of, you got to monetize that. Okay. So they notice some gift in you, that you spent thousands of dollars to learn. So you should also in turn be benefited from all the knowledge that you have grown to know.
Exactly. And I think that's that thing that everybody kind of gets they kind of get excited, like, oh my God, somebody really wants me to speak. Somebody really is interested in what I have to say, and they don't do the research. That was a big piece of it. They don't do the research. They don't, because let's be honest, I know that as for me, I have been offered opportunities to speak where the opportunity to speak was me doing a 30-minute video, and the cost was over $700.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I wasn't speaking on a stage. I was just doing a video that was going to be shared.
Yeah. I heard of
Um,
those. Yeah, they say they do all the marketing and all the promoting, and that
and
it's
I mean,
going to be
every
hands
platform.
off for you. I just recently gotten the opportunity to do that, and I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, you have a live event. Okay, can I speak at the live event? Oh no, the live event is for like the big speakers, and I'm like, if I'm paying you 700 and some dollars, at least you can do is get me on the stage or let me do a breakout session. I mean, that's a huge investment.
Yeah, that is exactly what it is. It is a huge investment, and you got to think,
Yeah,
okay, what is it? Listen, when we think about the audience, you guys know what one of my pet peeves is that you do not research your audience. You research the
yep,
person, but you don't research the audience. And if you
yep.
research the audience, the type of people that are in the audience, the type of people that have been there previously, what have been some of the reviews, what have been some of the results? Have you seen anybody that has gone to that event? Have you seen them get results?
Exactly. Same thing, because even if you use it as a social proof aspect and you say, well, I spoke on this stage, if it's not relatable to your audience, they're gonna be like, I don't know who that man is. Who is that
Mm-hmm.
man? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm glad you touched on that, Altovise. That's so important that you know the audience you're speaking in front of, because it's going to help people to identify, you know what I mean, the particular gift or the industry that you're in. So you can't waste your time on stages that are not connected to your core values or even your particular audience that you are engaged in, that you are showing up on live or posting with every single day. Yep.
And so literally a lot of people get stuck in that. They get stuck right
Yep.
there. They don't not pass go, do not collect $200. They don't move any further because you are not being wise with your time and your money and your
Mm-hmm.
energy. You're not being wise with it. And when you're not wise with your time, your energy, and your money, you end up wasting
Mm-hmm.
time, energy, and money.
And then you
And
come
you
bitter
get
and you say, this is not going to work. And then you say, I'm done.
exactly. Exactly. You get out there and then you're like, "Oh well, no, I tried it." No, you didn't. You didn't really try it. Let's be real. Hashtag real
Hmm.
talk. Let's be real. You didn't really try it. What you did was you jumped out there and tried to swim in the middle of the ocean.
Uh-huh.
You had no idea how far it was from the land. You had no idea. You
Hmm.
never done it before. So you didn't get a coach. You didn't get any help. You just jumped out there in the
Hmm.
middle of the water and said, I'm going to swim. Okay, well, you're going to make it a little
Hmm.
bit. But at some point, you're going to get tired because you didn't train for it.
Hmm.
At some
Absolutely
point, you're
not.
going to get tired. And then what? You're going to drown. You're going to be waiting for somebody to come help you. It's so many
Hmm.
things that can happen and go wrong if you are not putting yourself into a position of being able to achieve excellence, being able to achieve everything that it is.
And I get that many of you guys are going to make mistakes with this as you go along in your entrepreneurial journey, but that's why it's an awesome way to get a coach, because they literally help you to fly over all those obstacles, all those mistakes, all those opportunities that if you do take them, it's going to set you back, it's going to discourage you, and then you're going to be stuck again in the building process. So that's some of the things that is good about getting a coach. Not only is it tax deductible, but you're leveraging your business and doing things the strategically right way, instead of saying, well, I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm just going to sign up for as many engagements as I can and, hope for the best.
Exactly. Exactly. So I know that you just published your first book. Congratulations.
Yay!
So
I'm
tell,
so excited about this book. I can't explain it. And literally, I'll be honest with you, I was supposed to launch it like back in July, but procrastination, that spirit is just like, is crazy. But literally in this book is a whole combination of my experience. It's more than just like a, a a readable book. It's really like a combination of my entire experience, all the things I've done for the past 2 years to grow my following, and do it in an organic way. And like I talked to you guys about tribe building before, and the way I build my following is more tribal based. I want people to opt into not what I'm selling. I want you guys to opt into my movement. And that's what you have to think also in your business, in your MLM business, as you go along and you're selling products, whether it's Inspire, Paparazzi, It Works, Herbalife, Scentsy. You really got to focus on allowing people to get to know and to opt into your movement. That's why before I said, what makes you unique? What makes you an amazing consultant to buy from? That's your foundation of your movement. And you're going to find that you're going to find customers that mirror you and become, and who are exactly who you are. Yeah, you may get some customers that are a little different than what you are known for, but again, you're going to have that mirror effect to selling. So the book is called How to Grow Your Following on Social Media, and the link is bit. Can I say the link? Oh,
Sure. Go ahead.
okay. It's bit.ly. Build your MLM tribe. Okay, I don't be like. After that. Hey, Rhyme, how you doing, sis? Build your MLM tribe. Once you go over to that page, I have a little quick video for you guys as well. But I want you guys to start tribe building instead of selling, selling, selling. By myself, by myself, by myself. Build a tribe is like Trevor Ott said. Build something that's bigger than yourself, you know, that really stands for something. So they may not ever know your name or know how to write, spell your name, pronounce it, but they're going to know what you stand for. And that really falls into establishing your social brand, which is something that you should work towards every day. So I encourage you guys to grab this book. It's a super duper easy read. Not only read it for yourself, but also share it with your team. Make it a challenge. It's 10 chapters, and each chapter touches on a different point that you could be doing every single day, and make it an activity so that you guys are growing together. And that's why I offer this to you guys for free. It will get you started. If you're like, well, I only got 200 people, on my page, and I don't know how to increase it. And it has nothing to do with numbers. We all think it's all about numbers. Really, it has to do with value, and this book will teach you how to find value customers, value recruits, value hosts, so that you're not wasting your time on the phone with a bunch of nonsense, with a bunch of people that ain't going to join your team, or a bunch of customers that ain't going to buy your stuff, or you mailing off baskets to hosts that ain't going to have return on like over $200 in sales, right? So it gets you to build a targeted audience of people who is interested in not only your movement, but also in purchasing a product from you. So again, the link is bit.ly/build your MLM tribe. And I encourage all of you guys to download that and start reading and start building.
And it's funny because I always ask the question, what was your biggest blunder when it came to writing your book? And you said it before I could even ask the question. You said procrastination.
Yeah, I got this book written a long time ago. I even talked about it on many of my Periscopes before we even started doing Facebook Live. Me and Altovise was like Periscope queens, honey. Y'all think that this Facebook Live came around and here we are. No, we were in the Scope School together. And we were out there kicking the ground running. That's why when you guys do see us on Facebook, we're like, hey, because we've been doing this live streaming thing forever. Exactly. So, yeah. So, it's very important. This book is just really, really, really good. Yeah, that's one of the things that held me back was my procrastination. Those demons go in your mind and saying, will anybody get value from this? Will anybody read it? And you just got to throw that out of the door, because I had to then say, people are waiting for this book. Let me stop and just narrow down. My publisher was literally emailing me every single day, like, Leticia, I need your what they call it, manuscript. I always say it wrong. Mm-hmm. I need you to get back to me on the ebook cover. What is it? That's why I had to hire an accountability person to help me with that, because I would have never gotten it done. So yeah, we went through several edits on the cover and the layout and everything. So I worked hard for this book, honey. So get it now before I start. I'm gonna start. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna start to come before the end of this year. Is gonna be have a price on it, okay? Because I know the value that it's gonna give.
Yes, indeed. I definitely know that. And you said another great point, accountability is everything because,
Last thing you said?
oh, I said, I know another great point that you just said, that accountability is everything. And without that accountability, a lot of times we do get stuck. That's one of the things. I know that within last year, I literally launched Reactivate Me, which is an accountability group. And within the last year and a half, they've been able to see themselves move forward. They've been able to, take steps towards gaining goals and reaching their goals in their business. Whereas before they didn't have that accountability, so they didn't, they weren't reaching the level that they tried to reach. They would start and stop. They start and stop.
Second guess themselves. Then go and start. Yep. That's true.
All the time. So I love that about, the whole process. And so before we let you go for today, because I know you still got to go back to the boo-boo and got to, gotta spend time. I wanted to touch on one more point when it comes to professional speaking and motivational speaking. And where do you see yourself being able to elevate as a motivational speaker speaking on this particular targeted niche? How do you see yourself being able to elevate? Where do you see yourself when it comes to speaking in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
My whole thing is really gearing towards freedom, being the ultimate freedompreneur. And really, like, it's not all about being in front of a laptop. It's not all about, all that technical stuff. It's really about who you are and what you stand for. So I really like to dig deep into you as a woman. What do you want to accomplish? Who do you want to be? That's why everything I have ever manifested in my life came to reality, because I took all this stuff that I had in my head, and with linking up with a proper coach, I manifested that. So a lot of times as women, we are so, oh, and as you know, Altovise, we're always out there supporting other people's dreams. And then we stay away from ours.
Mm-hmm.
I did a live the other day talking about when you join the MLM, 76% of most consultants, their partners and their family members and friends are totally not for it. They'll give them every kind of negative conversation, negative advice about it, and then they stop. I have dealt with that when I first joined my MLM. I shared my story with many of you guys, and I said that he was not for it. He would come in the house, and when he see me setting up for a party or setting up for to speak on the phone with a potential prospect, he would go like this, and that used to pee me off. I've raised my voice on him thousands of times about that, and it never stopped. And so one of the things that the biggest message I want to give to many of you ladies who sell a product is that you got to just kick the door down and keep going and not care. There's going to be people that's not going to support you. There's going to be people that's not going to care for what you're selling. But I'm telling you right now that the minute that you hit that join button, God already had people predestined for you. You just got to go out there and reach them. There's people out that side, millions of people out there right now in the world that has your name written on their heads. And the more that you keep second guessing yourself or listening to that negative partner or listening to that person that says all this negative stuff about your business, you also have to say, you know what? The minute I hit that join button, it's like when God said, let there be light, and there was light everywhere. It's the same thing in your business. Now, the minute you hit that join button, all of a sudden all these names on your name on people's heads just popped on all over the world. And they're just waiting to hear your stuff. Same thing going back to this book, how I said I had to make this book because God was telling me that people are waiting to read it. You're gonna, just imagine how many people that you guys can help have a healthier lifestyle. How many childhood obesity that you can end from them using your products. How many women you could start helping build their confidence because they're wearing your jewelry or wearing your makeup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how many people out there that you can educate? Those of you who work for Inspire who are using these common products that we use since we were, what, 12 years old when we first got our menstrual cycles, that you can educate and stop them from having these common diseases like cancers and all this other stuff, you know? So that's my main message, is to really just get women to understand that who you are and what you are is valuable. You just got to go out there and unleash it and don't care. And really take everyone who's ever said something negative about your business, let that be your footstool.
There you go.
Let that be your footstool. You need your haters. You need those naysayers. You need them. Because how you going to rise up without them? You know?
There.
And that's just the biggest point. You know, I deal with clients that come to me and they say, I'm having marriage problems, I'm having this and that. And then I look back and I say, wow, I'm glad I went through that issue last year with my husband, because now I'm able to tell this client who is having issues with live streaming or posting or whatever. Now I can tell her, listen, boo boo, I understand you're going through what you're going through, but you have to now forget about whatever he's doing and focus on you. Whatever you, if that's your business that you love to focus on, let's focus on that. Let's build, you know? So a lot of times you go through situations just on a testimonial aspect of you had to go through that in order for you to be transformational for somebody else, to give somebody that advice, that encouragement, that kick in the butt, you know?
Exactly. So, yeah. To be able to stand up for, you know, those that are going to be coming towards you. I know that I always get people who say, you know, thank you for being so transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being so transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for sharing your testimony. Why? Because it allowed me to see that I wasn't alone. It allowed me to see that, okay, if you can make it through it, then I can make it through it.
Absolutely. We all can. We all can. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And so I thank you so much. I want you to let them know how they can get in contact with you, how they can find you on social media, and give them the link to the
Well,
book one more time.
awesome. And thank you to Altovise. You know, watching you and seeing even you progress is just amazing. And I'm so proud of you and everything that you have built. Yeah, and so to find me, I'm known as MLMpreneur Mama on all social media platforms. So you just type that in and you'll find my smiley face, right? And for those of you who want to dominate your business, I encourage you guys to hop on over and get this book, bit.ly/ build your MLM tribe now. It's my free ebook. And my link is bit. If you guys are ready to dominate, I got just the place for you to go to, bit.ly/ ready to dominate. I have a couple of coaching programs in there, different price ranges and different value base. And really what it's all about is taking yourself from where you're at right now and elevating yourself to where you want to be, where you're destined to be. So that's just definitely very, very important. So thank you for joining us. I'm sorry, I'm acting like this is my show.
Look, right? Thank you for joining us.
Bye, guys. Like, I don't have the end button on my end. I swear I be out talking to people, and I talk like I'm talking on live stream. I be like, let me introduce myself. My name is Leticia Campbell. I am like, oh no, stop. I'm at a parent teacher conference. You know when they go around the room and they say, tell your name, I'll be like, I start off with my intro. My name is Leticia Campbell, and I'm the #1 MLM sales coach. And I'm like, no. I'm at church right now. I can't. My husband dies.
It kind of feeds over into everything. You just kind of like, that's just
everything.
That's just who you are. That's how you introduce yourself.
Yeah.
People just look at you. Oh.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Oh my goodness. Thank you guys
so
much for joining
That's the process of taking them bricks, and asking them questions and being in the right place at the right time for all opportunities and allowing yourself to be manifested into success. It's just it's just a combination of everything that gets you to a point of where you could just take over anything and just have that boost amount of confidence.
Listen, even the little introverted unicorn, can show up and show out. And it just be like, you be like, wait, she's not introvert. That's a lie. Stop that. She's not an introvert. Yes, I am.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
I've learned how to show up and show out. You know,
That's right.
social media has been a big piece of that.
You know, and it
Social
brought us
media
to
has
be
been a
able to,
big piece.
again, show up, show out, like you said, and act a damn fool.
Exactly. There you go. And there you have it. So, guys, you'll be able to catch this replay if you're catching it on Facebook or you're going to catch it on YouTube. Don't forget, share it out, share it out, share it out. Oh, share it out. And also, as you share it out, don't forget, I will be coming back and the book that I shared earlier, Start With Your Why, I'll be giving that out to someone who shared the broadcast. So I look forward to talking to you guys later
Yay!
and press it out. See?
Press it, honey.